Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. So this week, I thought I would talk about the Snyder Cut. I loved it. A little background with me. So I loved Man of Steel. Like, I loved it. And I was kind of mixed on Batman vs. Superman. The theatrical cut, like at the time, it was getting so much hate. And I was like, I went in theaters and I was like, oh, I mean, it was okay, but like, I wasn't too like crazy about it. My friend at the time bought me on Blu-ray, Batman vs Superman. So I saw the Ultimate Edition, which I did like a lot more, but it was still a movie that I was pretty mixed on. I was super excited for the Justice League. I saw the 2017 one in IMAX in theaters. I thought it was fun. I wasn't like really disappointed. I didn't really like how they treated Wonder Woman. Thought she was really sexualized, and I didn't really like how all the jokes were like about how hot she is, and I thought that was kind of like immature. And I just thought she was like such a cool character. Like, we just saw like Wonder Woman earlier that year in June, and I was like, she's such a cool character. I feel like she doesn't deserve this. But other than that, I just didn't like have any like big problems with it, except for like Henry Cavill's awful upper lip. That looks so terrible in IMAX. Like the first the first shot of the movie is that cell phone footage. And we were watching this in IMAX, and I was like, "Oh wow, that looks bad." My friend and I started giggling cuz it just looks terrible. And I was like, "Oh my god, wow, people were not like exaggerating," because sometimes people talk about some stuff and you see it and you're like, that's not that bad, but it was that bad. I was like, whoa, who decided to go with this? So let's get into the Snyder Cut. So now you guys know my feelings about the last like Snyder movies. I put in quotes because the 2017 Justice League was not really a Snyder movie, even though it says directed by. So I was really excited for the Snyder Cut. The trailers didn't really do anything for me, but like, I don't know. But like, I was excited, right? I was excited. I got HBO Max just for the Snyder Cut. I was like, okay, let's do this. So I watched it on Thursday, in full. I took some breaks here and there to go to like the bathroom and whatever, but I loved it. Like, really loved it. I wanted to rewatch it almost immediately. I rewatched it the next like 2 days later. I had it on in the background. I loved it. So I'm gonna get into why I liked it. So basically, I just told you guys my feelings about the 2017 one, right? Didn't hate it. I hate it now. Seeing what the Snyder Cut did, seeing how he expanded upon all the characters, how he didn't make Batman like a joke. The action was better, the story was like everything was better. And I rewatched the 2017 one and I was like, how in the world could Warner Brothers look at these two versions of these movies and go, yeah, we're gonna release the 2017 one, the Justice League, how people call it. It's insane to me that somebody watched those two things and they were like, oh yeah, the Justice League is way better. It's not. So let me tell you guys why I love the Snyder Cut. Okay, so basically, I love the opening. The opening to me was amazing. You get like this close-up of Superman dying. You see his like scream send shockwaves all over the world. It wakes up one of the mother boxes on Themyscira. So already I'm like, okay, this is cool. I like this. I like also they use that line. Steppenwolf is like, there's no Kryptonians, no Green Lantern. He says no lanterns, which was in the trailer, but I don't think it was ever in the Justice League. So already I'm like, okay, I'm on board. The Aquaman scene where Bruce Wayne recruits Aquaman, I would say that's the only part that I would like cut out, is like those like the weird singing that happens afterwards, because it just felt like I was watching Midsummer or something. I was like, this is weird. It feels like I'm watching a horror movie. I love when he recruits the Flash. They cut out like a lot of the jokes, but they still keep like some of the humor. So it's not like this like dour thing and you're like, okay. I like the Flash rescuing scene. I guess I'm going to just talk about the characters individually. So I'm going to talk about Batman, right? So Batman is so much better in this movie. It's not even funny. Like, they did him so dirty in the 2017 one. Now I understand why Ben Affleck was like so depressed. He was so sad. Ben Affleck, he's not making jokes. He's recruiting all the superheroes. And you can tell he just feels different after Batman versus Superman. He's not like this horrible person who wants to murder people all the time. That was like the big complaint in Batman versus Superman is, oh, he just wants to kill people. Like, this isn't Batman. But like, this feels like the Batman, you know, that we were supposed to get, right? You know, he's hopeful. You know, there's that great line where Alfred's like, how do you know he's gonna come? Talking about Superman. And Bruce Wayne's like, oh, faith, Alfred, faith. I love that. I love his relationship with Alfred. I just like how smart and capable he feels. He feels like Batman. And I watched the 2017 one. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Batman. This feels like rip-off Iron Man. Like, Joss Whedon, what are you doing? Second character I'm going to get into is Wonder Woman. Again, way better in this version. She's not sexualized. There's no weird butt shots for literally no reason. There's no Flash falling on her boobs joke. She's really cool in this. She feels like this ancient, badass Amazonian warrior. I love that. Yeah, it was just so cool. I loved it. The Flash, let's get into him. I liked his little rescuing scene. I thought it went on a little too long. Like, I was like, okay, I feel like this could have been, like, cut in half. I like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I mean, as a person, I don't know, like, I don't know what's happening there. But as the Flash, I really liked him. I loved that he saved the day. That is so insane to me that Warner Brothers was like, oh, yeah, we're gonna switch out him saving the day, literally, like, saving the entire universe, to pushing a truck. Okay, Warner Brothers, y'all are on some crack, like, for real. So yeah, I like the Flashness. I love that he saves the world. I love how vulnerable he feels. Like, he gets injured, he falls. Like, he doesn't feel like just, like, a walking joke. He's, like an actual human being. I love that. Like, I love the moment at the end where he's running. One of the parademons hits him and he just falls and he's like about to cry. And he's like, oh my gosh, I have to heal. And I was like sitting there on the verge of tears. I was like, oh my God, like, is he gonna be okay? Like I know he's gonna be okay, but I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna be okay? So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, I just loved him so much in this movie. I'm so excited for his solo movie, but I'm also not excited because, like, that movie is such a mess. Like, they've changed directors, like, 8 times. So, yeah, but, I just love the Flash in this one. Alright, let's get on to Cyborg. Obviously, Cyborg is, like, probably the biggest step up because, yeah, I watched the 2017 one, and I'm like, why are you here? Like, he barely does anything in that movie. Like, he has his whole thing at the end where he's like, I still don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I still don't know what the plan was, because he's like, oh, okay, so I think in the 2017 one, they, like, explain a little better. They're like, basically, we have to separate, like, the 3 cubes, because if they, like, merge into one, it'll be, like, the end of the world. So in the 2017 one, I knew what he was doing. No, sorry, not the 2017 one. The Snyder Cut, I knew what he was doing. In the 2017 one, I had no idea what he was doing. I was just like, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what's going on. It was such a mess, truly. And then Superman shows up, and I was like, yay, Superman's here. Anyway, so I actually knew what he was doing at the end of the Zack Snyder one. I actually knew his purpose. He was an actual character. It's, again, crazy to me that they cut out literally everything that has to do with him in favor of Wonder Woman and Bruce Wayne arguing. Who decided this? Who decided this? Anyway, so you get his whole backstory. You get, like, how he became Cyborg, why he hates his dad. You get their relationship. You just get to know what he's like as, like, a person. I loved Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher, I hope they don't blacklist him because he decided to speak out against some people. But, like, I hope the best for him. Truly, I do. Yeah, he was just, Cyborg was just great. I want to see more of him. It's insane to me that Warner Brothers is, like cut out everything. It's so, this whole movie is so mind-boggling. I don't understand, truly. It's mind-boggling to me that they looked at any of the Zack Snyder stuff and were like, oh yeah, this is terrible. What? Okay. Aquaman. I never cared about Aquaman. I thought he was an okay character, right? I love him in the Zack Snyder Justice League. I thought he was super cool. I actually understood his struggles. I love that he wasn't just like a bro. Like, he is a bro, right? But he's like, you can just, it like the moment where he comes in like the sewer place where they're having like the first fight against Steppenwolf, it feels like you're like he made this choice and he went there. Whereas in the theatrical, he just shows up and you're like, okay, cool, yay, he's Aquaman. Where in this one, you get so much back and forth. First, Willem Dafoe as Volko goes and visits him. He gives him his trident. He gives him the outfit he wears. He's like, look, man, you got to take up your mom's trident. Aquaman's like, no, dude, I don't want to do that. He talks to Mera. That scene was way better. And Mera's like, dude, your mom is like a cool person. You need to stop moping. Like, you actually see him like struggle. You actually see him try to like understand his place in the world. There's that scene where he rescues like the fisherman, which is in the theatrical version, but in the theatrical it's like he touches like a bottle and there's like green goo and he's like, ew. Whereas like in the Zack Snyder one, he feels like just like he's struggling with it. Like he's struggling, like there's, you know, they play like that slow song when he's like drinking and like taking off his shirt. But, like, it just feels like he's struggling as, like, a person. Like, he doesn't quite know what he wants to do. So I'm on board with Aquaman now, which is crazy. Let's talk about my favorite character. Let's talk about Superman. I love Henry Cavill's Superman. I have from since the beginning. I remember when, like, people dismissed him. They were like, oh, you know, he's not Christopher Reeves. I'm like, yeah, well, he's doing something different. I love him in this movie. First of all, no awful CGI lip. Thank God for that. So no awful CGI lip, which is great. I don't need to see that. And he just, he feels like, I can't even describe it. Like, when he comes back to life, okay, I love that scene so much. That scene is so much fun. When, like, he shows up in the Justice League, like, literally can't do anything against him. They're like, So, I love that scene. I thought it was so fun. Does it, like, have to be there for the story? No. But, like, do I care? No. I'm here for evil Superman any day. Yeah, but I love that scene way more in the Zack Snyder one. I like that Lois Lane shows up on her own. I like that she has her own agency, and she's not the big gun like Bruce Wayne refers to her as in the 2017 one. I like that she just makes her own choice, and she's like, okay, listen, I think I see my boyfriend floating in the air. I think I'm gonna go to him, rather than, you know, being recruited or whatever Batman was doing. I love his scenes on the farm. All of the dialogue changes were infinitely better in the Zack Snyder one. I love when he's like, look, I've been given a second chance. I have to do like the right thing. And I love the little hug between his mom and Lois. And then we get to my favorite part of the movie. I cannot believe they cut this. Where he goes back to his ship. He hears both of his dads. They're like encouraging him. He puts on the black suit. He's like ready to take flight. He's hearing both of his dads talk to him. And he just goes up into like outer space and like charges up. I love that. And you just don't, and then you cut back to like the battle. I was like, that, it was so amazing. Why did they cut that? Legitimately my favorite part of the movie. And then you get to my second favorite part of the movie. This part I love. So Cyborg's trying to keep like the cube separated. The heroes are like, all over the place. It's like, what's gonna happen? Do you see Steppenwolf come up with his axe? He's about to like cut through Cyborg, which in theatrical he does, but Superman saves him. He's like not impressed. I loved it. I can't believe they cut that out. That's just gonna be me the whole review. I'm like, why did they cut this out? I can't believe it. I loved it. I love Black Suit Spider-Man. Black Suit Superman. I loved him. He felt so powerful. It was insane to me. And I love that. I feel like one of the criticisms of the 2017 one that this one just completely got rid of was, oh, Superman's here, so like the rest of the Justice League is like useless. But they're like not, Flash goes back and saves like the world. Cyborg is the one who like takes the mother boxes like apart. Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Batman are fighting off like the parody. Like, they're all important. I love when they all work together to decapitate Steppenwolf. That was awesome. And then and then Darkseid is just sitting there watching them like, oh shit. So listen, I love this movie. I've watched it around 3 times now. Not really in full. I've only watched it in full twice. I'm about to watch it in full again for a 3rd time. I'm gonna watch the black and white version. I've already started it. It looks really great. Yeah, I love this movie, man. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. I was reading up on his plans for his next, 2 Justice League movies. They sound awesome. Like, I don't need to see them in theaters. Put them on HBO Max. Have them be like 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever. And let's see it. Because you know what? The 2017 Justice League, trash. It's trash. I'm sorry. Like, I know Warner Brothers was, they thought that we would like that, but everybody was like, no, we don't like that. So, yeah, restore the Snyderverse, Warner Brothers. Like they're acting like they have so much content on HBO Max that they can't greenlight. No. Y'all have nothing going on HBO Max. All of your shows are still heavy in production, like the Game of Thrones shows and all of that. Like, just greenlight the 2 Justice League movies Zack Snyder wants to make, release them on HBO Max, release them then in theaters, have like a, dual thing going on. Like, just, your continuity for DC movies sucks anyway, so just release these. There's no reason why not. Anyway, guys, I hope this review made sense, because I just wanted to ramble about the Snyder Cut because I loved it so much. I'm excited to see Zack Snyder's zombie movie on Netflix. Yeah, I'm just excited. I want to see more of his stuff. He's an interesting guy, that Zack Snyder. Anyway, guys, so I'll see you next week. I don't know what I'll talk about next week. I think I said I was going to talk about Hannibal sometime, so maybe I'll do that next week. Who knows? All right, bye, guys.